Hey guys, I have a new album to review today. Sorry I have this script right here. I just want to type it out just so I look a bit more credible that way, just so I won't come off as a complete retard. So you'll expect me to look down and look at it just so, I don't sound like doi or... Well, anyway. So today I will be reviewing the new Obliviscaris album, their very first, Portal of Eye. This is the very first album, of course, and these guys have been around for a while, actually. They formed back in 2003, and they've been making this since about 2007, 2008, somewhere around there, so it's been about 4 or 5 years first made this album. And let me go through the track listing real quick. The first one is Tapestry of the Starless Abstract, Xenoflux of the Leper Butterflies, Forget Not, and Plague Flowers, the Kaleidoscope, As Icicles Fall, and of Petrichor Weaves Black Noise. So yeah, there's really a lot to be said about this album that I don't think I have the words to really cover, but I'll try my best. There's a lot of different styles to this album that just make this a really engrossing listen, if you will. There's a lot of black metal elements, there's some traditional death metal elements, there's a lot of progressive metal elements. I mean, this is progressive metal after all, but, well, anyway. There's even a lot of traditional folk elements. I mean, you got the folky violin playing in the background, and, you got the acoustic guitar, which is already pretty common in progressive metal to begin with, but, I mean, this is played in a bit more of like a classical, folky fashion, so it's a bit different than how most progressive metal guitarists play their acoustic guitars. A bit more folksy, a bit more classical, But yeah, I really love the folk elements on this album. The violin I barely ever hear in metal at all. I mean, I do hear it sometimes in gothic metal and doom metal, but not too often, really. I mean, not in this style. And I think this gives it an extra flavor, if you will. It makes it much more of an engrossing listen, and it's just really entertaining. It fits really well with the barrage of, like, blast beats and heavy riffing and all that. Many people have already compared this band to Opeth, and yes, to some extent I would agree, since there are some very Opethian-styled riffs, like dun-dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun-dun. Like, like that rhythm pattern. I know the way I did it is pretty awful, but you get what I mean. But I think this is a lot more diverse than what Opeth does. I mean, I love Opeth, but I think this is actually a lot more diverse than Opeth, and I think it actually goes above and beyond all that. This is really unlike anything I've heard in progressive metal, period. I mean, the way it's presented, the way it's executed, it's just something that I barely ever hear in progressive metal. It's mostly just about, like, all the Dream Theater copycats out there, just playing the same old... So look at me, I can solo, look at me, I can solo, In here, they do play, like, barrages of riffs and all of that, and it's just typical, like, really extreme progressive metal and all that, and that's awesome and stuff, but the way they incorporate those folk elements, it's something that, I think it goes above and beyond bands like Opeth and all that. Still, it's something that I hardly ever hear. The way it's executed is something I hardly ever hear. I mean, yes, the folk elements, I hear that a lot in the kind of metal that I listen to, but the way it's executed here, that's something that's pretty different. There's seriously a lot to take in, and all these songs have just... I've stuck to them like duct tape. They're really addictive, they're really catchy, they're really powerful. Not catchy like Billie Jean. No. I dare not mention Michael Jackson in a metal review. No. But you get what I mean. Catchy in a metal sense. And yeah, it's a very engaging album, and there's really just not much more to say. I mean, yeah, you have songs like And Plague Flowers, The Kaleidoscope, and Forget Not, where you have like the acoustic guitar and violins playing in like a more slow, folky rhythm, while the guitars, like the regular distorted electric guitars, are playing like barrages of riffs and all that, and it just sounds really, really fucking hypnotizing. It's so damn awesome. I mean, that sounds like something you'd typically hear, but the way it's executed on these songs, why do I keep raising my hand into a C every time I say executed? Wow. But, I mean, it's just so fucking awesome. Alright, I'm just gonna wrap this up. As far as I'm concerned, this is one of the greatest masterpieces of the year 2012. December may be wrapped up, folks. I mean, Cover Killer Nation gave Creator's Phantom Antichrist a very high score, and that basically wrapped up the year for him. But, this album may have just done the same thing for me. I am going to give this album a perfect 10 out of 10. Just damn amazing album. It's one of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life. It's so good. It makes me proud to be part of the progressive metal community, period. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and just keep it metal.